Let's everybody confirm. Everybody is able to see my screen, right? Whatever the PPT I have opened. Okay. So again, thanks for joining everyone. Like today we are going to discuss about automation testing, and this is a day one session. So we are going to go through our course journey also, and we are going to discuss about what areas we are going to cover in this particular course, and what are the different benefits of their or to learn this particular skill set, and what benefit you will be getting into the to get a job into the IT industry, and if you are already working, so how you can be benefited in this particular course. So in this particular automation testing course, I will be going to cover the various topics of the testing. Like here, you will be learning the multiple skill set, not only the automation testing skill set like Selenium, not only the programming skill set you will be learning, even you will be learning the Python programming, which is very much in demand nowadays. You can see the Python is integrated technology with the multiple advanced technologies as well. Like if you talk about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, if you talk about the DevOps, if you talk about the cloud technology, if you talk about the data analytics, or if you see some other technologies into the web development, also Python and Django and these kind of frameworks are very famous and it's very highly in demand. And Python is also used for web development and some other technologies as well. And in terms of automation testing also, nowadays Python is booming day by day and number of jobs are coming with the Python programming. So here you will be learning about the Python core concepts, and also you will be learning about the Selenium as well. Selenium is a very famous automation tool, and it is a lot of companies and lot of projects, and still there are millions of jobs are available with the Selenium automation testing in India, or if you talk about the other different countries. So here again one more thing, it's a Cucumber BDD framework. It is a very famous framework. You can see into the Naukri site, or you can see into the any other particular site in the Google it. Nowadays Cucumber BDD framework also it is very much in demand. And also you will be learning about the API testing concept as well. So now many applications are getting built, and every company they are more focusing about the APIs as well. So in those particular APIs or different integrations or different API testing also, you are going to learn that particular skill set. And for those people, they are new to the IT industry, or they are not aware about the software testing core concept, or they are into the IT industry but they are not from the testing background, or some people they are from the testing background but they are not aware about the core concept or something like that. So for those people, the whatever the manual testing core concepts are required, so in the end of the course I will be going to cover this particular thing, since many people they only want to learn the automation side, so I don't want to waste their time. So those people in 1 month or 1.5 month they can just learn the Python or Selenium or Cucumber, or if they want the API thing and the manual testing, they can uh, okay, so their testing will be over and their learning will be over. Then the people they are very new to the testing side, software testing side, for those particular people I will be recommending to attend the manual testing core concept training as well. So here in this particular one platform only, you are going to learn the multiple skill set. So these once you learn all these multiple skill set, so there is a you will be getting a n number of calls from the job market. Like I will be giving you the example, like if any particular soldier is going in a war, right? So you can see the soldier will be having a machine gun, or soldier will be having the revolver, or soldier also will be having the hand grenade, all those things. But still the soldier also will be keeping the knife as well. So why? Because whenever if the machine guns stop working, or if the bullets are not available, if the gun is not working, or if the other options are not working, so at least he can use that particular knife to save his life. So in the same way, once you go to the job market, so there are many competitors are available, there are like lakhs of people, so millions and millions of crores of people, they are getting the degree and they are searching the job into the job market. So here we have to survive into the job market. So once you having all these particular skill set, as many as skill set into your bucket, into your plate, so automatically your chances of getting a job is higher than comparatively. You will be getting calls. If you learn, believe me, all these skill set, you will be getting a call on the daily basis, multiple calls in a per day, right? So that is surety. But for the cracking the interview, so one thing, uh, so for just preparing the CV and giving the skill set into the CV and taking the calls from the job market is a one win. But another thing is like that, you should be having that particular skill set, you should be having that particular knowledge, where you can grasp that particular knowledge, where you can showcase your knowledge at the time of interview and you can get the job offers easily. So for those particular things we are going to discuss about this particular journey. Okay, so in automation testing, we are going to cover about how to become an automation tester. Okay, what are the different skill set and what are the different areas, what are the different key roles, how to become you, it will help you to become an automation tester. And another thing, you will be learning how and where to start your journey for automation testing. So how you can learn it and how you can start your journey as an automation test engineer. And also we are going to discuss about the career and roadmap and opportunities into the automation testing profile. So what are the different areas of the, and what are the different opportunities are available in the automation testing profile into the job market. And shift career into the IT from non-IT. Many people, they do join my session as well, earlier as well. They are from the non-technical background, or if they are from the technical background, like they did the BTech or MCA or BCA or BSc Computer Science or BCA, whatever, but they have been working into the non-technical profile. So how easily they can shift their career into the IT from non-IT, or otherwise somebody is from the non-technical background, they are normal graduates, not like the IT graduates. For those people also, they can easily switch once they, I have seen many people, even not in India, even the US. I do take the trainings for the US people as well. I do take the interview preparation sessions as well for the mock interviews, also for the US people as well, and take the interviews. So even I have seen many people, they are from the non-technical background, they are from the BA or BCom or some other things, how easily they have learned the automation. And there is a huge demand in India, US, the people, they are not getting the people, right, correct people. So many other people also, they are jumping into the automation because of huge demand. They are not able to fulfill it in other countries as well. And how you can grow your career into the IT with the help of automation. Okay, so now you would have heard the name of automation everywhere. How you can grow into the automation side? How, suppose if you are working into the IT already, you are working as a software engineer, but you are working as a manual testing engineer where you are not getting more number of calls. If you are working in XYZ technology like support or anything where you are not having that particular okay benefits, you're not getting that many calls, but you want to learn the automation, you want to learn the Python, you want to learn the automation with Selenium or BDD or API or whatever it is, and you want to grow your career into the IT industry, software industry with the help of automation knowledge. So we are going to discuss about that particular area as well. So let me introduce about the course structure introduction. So step by step learning. So in this particular course, we are going to learn step by step. First, we are going through the concepts of the Python programming, which is required for the automation testing point of view. See, since Python is having lot of libraries and Python is a vast language. Python is very easy language, but still it is a vast language since it is having lot of computations, lot of programming, and lot of libraries which is used for the artificial intelligence and machine learning and data science people, data analytics people, mathematicians. So for those people, they need some more number of knowledge, some more number of concepts. So for an automation engineer, you don't require that particular thing. Only for the those particular advanced technologies you require. And for some developer people, some other concept also might be required. So we are more focusing about the concept of the programming with the Python programming, which is more required for the automation testing point of view. It doesn't mean it will not benefit you for the other web development kind of work, or if you want to move into the data science or data analytics or any other thing, something like that. Obviously it will be helping you because it will create a base, and just you have to learn a few more steps, something like that, and you can start your career with other technologies like cloud or DevOps or anything wherever the Python is integrated. So at least one particular programming, it is good to have in your CV. If you want to grow into the IT industry, if you want to start your career, or if you're already into IT industry but you're from non programming, so always it is better to learn at least one programming. That is my recommendation, to be available into the job market and to give the competition into the job market. So it is good to have at least one programming language. So here the biggest benefit is like that you will be learning the Python programming also, which is the most demanding, most hot language into the job market. And if you take the survey, this is the number one language out of all 10 languages or out of other languages into the job market. So it doesn't stop your journey only in terms of automation testing, but also it will be giving you the privilege. You can move into the other technologies as well with the help of Python later on. Another thing which we are going to learn about this Selenium automation testing tool. So if you would have, everybody would have heard, even from the technical background or even from the non-technical background, everybody must have heard the name of Selenium automation testing. So it is a very very famous tool, and it is an open source tool. Every company, like you can see, there are n number of jobs are available into the market. There are millions and millions of jobs are available into the market for Selenium automation testing tool, right? So why? Because it is an open source, or you can get the resources very easily into the market also. And every project, whether it is a big project or even it is a small project, or even if it is a small company or big companies, every company, they are having the Selenium automation testing tool, and they need the resources for that one. So this is the main reason. Or if you would have look about the web-based applications also, there are millions and millions of applications are available into the web base, and every day you can see there are millions of applications are commencing day by day. Web based kind of applications are coming. It is getting developed for the big organization also, or for any small organization also. And even the small businesses also, they are going to get developed this particular application into their business. So that's the reason the Selenium whenever there is a development, obviously the testing will be required. So Selenium automation tool, it is most widely usable tool into the web-based automation testing, right? So that's the reason Selenium automation is very much in demand. Another is the you will be learning a very famous framework nowadays for the BDD Cucumber framework. So here the BDD Cucumber framework is having a lot of jobs. Here the benefit of this particular course, here not you will not be only learning the Python you programming, or you will not only learning the Selenium automation tool, but still every interview, if you appear for the interview, many testing site I have seen, they do teach framework separately into the live project, but they don't teach in the automation testing. So here I will be going to teach and I will be going to cover the BDD Cucumber framework concept as well, and how you can easily answer your answer the questions of the interviewer regarding the Cucumber framework. So here the chances of your CV get shortlisted, it will be easy once you learn all those particular skill set. Another thing, as I said, I will be going to cover for those people they are new to the testing, or they are not much aware about the testing, or the people they want to brush up their concept into the manual testing. It is required for the tester. So those particular core concept, little bit of end of the session I will be going to cover for those particular people. And another is, as I said about the API testing, it is very much in demand. So API testing also we are going to cover, because every company they are going to test their web services applications. So for past 3 to 4 years I have seen the demand of API testing is very very much in demand. So all those skill set we are going to cover it in our course. So in particular today's agenda, so we are going to discuss about certain topics like automation testing vs manual testing, and what is the test automation life cycle. Everybody, like I have seen, because I do take the lot of interviews for the multiple companies as well as a freelancer for the multiple companies. They do hire me as an interviewer as well. So I have seen many people, they have been working in automation testing for past many years, but still they fail to answer this particular question, test automation life cycle, because they know how to work it, but they don't know how to answer these particular theoretical things. So this is a very important concept which I am going to cover it. And who is an automation testing engineer, and what are the different roles and responsibilities of the automation test engineer, we are going to learn discuss about that part. And in today's agenda we are also going to discuss about why automation testing is needed and much in demand. Okay, so what is why automation testing is very much needed for the companies, and why it is very huge in demand, and why there are a lot of opportunities are coming day by day in terms of automation testing. We are going to discuss about that particular part also. And very favorite topic for every attendees, like they want to know what is the role of a programming or coding for the automation testing. So we are going to discuss about that particular part also. And what is Python? Okay, so Python vs Java, what to choose? Either we should choose Python, or either we should choose Java in test automation. So this we are going to discuss, and what is the key difference between those two languages, and what are the benefits you will be having learning the Python or Java, whatever it is. And how to become an automation test automation engineer in 2022. What are the different roles? What are the different opportunities? A career roadmap to QA automation engineer, enroll to different roles like full stack or QA. There are different roles are available, and what is the difference between these kind of roles like SDET, or you can also become after some time DevOps engineer. Many people I have seen, they are going to the DevOps also after learning the automation testing, or after for past many years they have been working into the automation testing. They are moving to the cloud technology. How it will help you to move into some other advanced technologies as well, either related to cloud testing engineer, or either related to DevOps engineer. And here career and opportunities for QA testing automation engineer, with the salary expectations also, what salary you can expect into the job market, and how you can, if you're having a career gap, or if you're having so and so experience, or if you're not having the experience as a fresher, and what are the different opportunities that are available in terms of automation testing with the salary expectation. And also we are going to discuss about most frequently asked interview questions by students in the last webinars. Okay, so I have taken the most frequently interview questions which has been which have been asked, which had been asked by the students or attendees in the earlier webinars. So I have taken those particular questions also into the consideration. and also introduction about the Python programming and Selenium architecture. So we are going after all those discussions. We are in the at the end of the session. We are also going to discuss about the introduction about the Python programming today in today's session, and we are going to discuss about the Selenium architecture. So in the coming sessions, we are going to learn about the Python, Selenium, and other testing as well. But today, since we will be having a limited time only, so we are going to discuss about just starting about the Python programming introductory level and Selenium framework architecture. And also we are going to discuss about first three sessions are free of cost. Everybody can join and they can get the good benefit. They can get the good knowledge and they can get the good benefit about this particular field, about this particular area. So I will recommend that you decide later to join or not, but at least try. Okay, so you will be in the coming sessions, you will be going to the Python training, so you can just think about that how Python, how the Python is how much easy, like, okay, and Python is one of the easiest language and easily you can learn or easily you can start your career with the Python. So at least you will be getting that particular age also in the live session and you can ask your doubt as well. And so all those things it will be discussing later. Okay, and here after the end of the session, we will be having the students attendees Q&A sessions where the students can ask their question and answers and out doubts about the course. So can anyone respond me? Are everybody is getting my voice and everything is clearly right? Now I'm seeing the chat. Java. Oh, yes, the session will be recorded and it will be shared as well. Everybody is able to hear my voice properly and see my screen. Can anybody else also confirm? Okay. Yes, we are going to discuss about the introduction about the course also, and we are going to start our journey, as I said, about the Python programming and Selenium architecture starting as well. Because introduction it is very much important and many people they do ask what is the benefit of that particular course, why I should learn this particular course, and what is the knowledge. So here you will be getting a good knowledge. In today's this session will be moreover practical session, 95% practical session. Only this particular one particular session will be theoretical moreover, where you should be knowing at least what where we are going and what are the benefit, why I should spend at least 1.5 months 2 months to learn this particular skill set, right? Until you will be learning this particular, you will be knowing this particular thing, you can't spend time, right? So this is the reason it is good to have all those particular knowledge and many things you will be going to know about the interview point of view as well, and all those things. Yes, fees and all I will be discussing at the end of the course, and we will be discussing about the tool and frameworks and everything. As I said about the framework, BDD Cucumber framework we will be using. So I'm just going to the journey. And okay, so now introduce about automation testing vs manual testing. So first we will be going through the theoretical part today, then later we are going to the practical as well. Then the late coming sessions will be totally practical sessions, hands-on sessions. It will be obviously if we want to learn the programming, it will be hands-on. If you want to learn the automation, okay, so it will be hands-on live session. Okay, we will be doing the hands-on. So now we are going to discuss about automation. These concepts are also very much required for the interview point of view. You should be knowing automation testing vs manual testing. So what is manual testing? Manual testing is the testing of the software where tests are executed manually by a QA analyst without using any automation tool. Like it is performed to identify bugs or defects in the software built application. So guys, like by name itself it says manual testing. So manual testing, it performs without having any intervention of the any automation tool, any programming tool. The people they do test the application manually, like by entering the details, by entering the test data, or by executing the test scripts. by navigating to the different features of the application, and to just validate the inputs and validate the output results of the application. So without having using any automation tool, if you are performing any particular testing, that is called a manual testing. So in manual testing, we do try to identify the defects or any particular bugs into the application without using any particular tool manually. And what is automation testing? In automation software testing, testers write a code, test scripts to automate test executions, and tester also performs testing with the help of any suitable automation testing tool to develop the test scripts and validate the software application. The main target is to complete the test execution in a less amount of time. So in automation testing, we will be using and we will be having any particular test automation tool, either Selenium or either UFT or QTP or Tosca or Cucumber or any particular automation tool. You will be using it, and with the tester will be writing a test script in the programming like Python or Java or C Sharp, whatever it is, and do perform their testing with the help of that particular programming and with the help of that particular tool like a Selenium or anything like PyCharm. So they will be writing their code, and after that they will be performing the testing. uh, with the help of that particular tool, so that is called a manual testing. And what is the main reason for manual testing? The companies don't want to waste their time for the repetitive kind of testing. So it will be always good to go for the repetitive kind of scenarios we are having in our testing. So those particular areas we can automate and we can save our time in the future. So once it is a just you can develop the developer can develop the code, or automation test engineer can develop the code that will be reusable uh, for the coming cycles whenever you want to perform this particular session, right? This particular. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the test automation life cycle. So in this particular, this is very important topic for the test automation life cycle. So you should be having the knowledge of that. So how the automation testing life cycle journey it start and where it stops. So before going to the automation side, everybody must be having this particular knowledge, and it is a very useful question for the interview point of purpose as well. So in these sessions, I will also be covering the major interview questions as well, which also most widely it asked and most frequently asked by the interviewer at the time of interview. So first, you can see the automation testing life cycle. It starts from the decision to automate testing. And so first we have to, like, your project management or your project leads or business leaders in your project, in your company, they have to decide, okay, we have to opt for the automation testing, like our application is stable, our application is having kind of regression testing, repetitive testing, which we are going to perform the testing with the same number of module, with the same number of feature again and again. So after having those particular things into the consideration, the test management team or project management team or business leaders, they do decide which areas of the applications we can automate, and our application or our software built is ready for the automation testing point of view or not. So first it has to be decided by the managers or by the leaders, then we can start our journey for the automation testing. Another important, after this particular thing, you will be having the test tool acquisition. So this is also very important concept. This is also very important thing which has to be taken into the consideration. Suppose if you are going to any particular tool, so at least before taking a license of that particular tool, before implementing that particular tool into your project, every company they do perform the POC. It is called a proof of concept. So they do perform with the any particular architecture or any particular developer or test automation architecture, test automation senior engineer, they do perform the testing of those particular business critical test cases or most repetitive test cases. So they do identify those particular test cases and they do start performing the testing as a proof of concept, like it's kind of a demo kind of thing. So they do perform the testing in a very high level, and they do think, oh, our application, this particular tool is like is able to identify all the web elements or all the elements of the application. That particular application is able to locate and it is feasible for our application. So then only they do go for the automation tool. Like I will be giving you the example why it is very much important. Suppose UFT QTP for HP. It is a very famous automation tool. Even I started my journey, automation journey, in 2013 to 14 with the UFT QTP automation VB scripting tool only. So but it is feasible for many application, uh, and but sorry, so it is a very useful automation tool which is widely used for the desktop application, which is widely used for the web based application, or some kind of API or web services testing also you can perform. So it is a very famous, but if you buy the license, it's a very expensive tool. But if you are taking into that particular tool into the consideration, if your application is not feasible, if it is not able to identify, then obviously there is a waste of money. Like I will be giving the example, you have implemented the Selenium, that is a free and open source tool, but still you have implemented that particular tool, and it is a very famous web-based application tool where you can perform only the testing of the web applications, websites, but you cannot perform the testing of the desktop applications and Power Builder applications or Oracle Forms or SAP Forms, something like that. So for those particular areas, you can opt for the QTP, you can opt for some other automation tool, but you cannot opt for the Selenium automation tool, right? So this, for this reason, test tool acquisition, it is a very much important. We should have to perform the POC and we should go for the acquisition. And another thing, automated testing introduction process. So here we are going to uh, discuss about, okay, we are going to start once you decide to automate testing. Then after that, once you have selected the tool, the third phase of this automation life cycle is automate, or we have to start our introduction process. So we have to introduce that particular automation testing tool or automation thing in our project. We have to introduce and we have to launch it. And after the, once you have launched it successfully, once you have implemented with all kind of environment and environment setup, skilled resources, they should be having that particular knowledge with those particular skill set, or to provide the KT sessions and all those things. Then you can go for the fourth cycle, the test planning. You can also, you have to plan what are the areas of the applications or you are going to taken into the consideration as a test planning, and you have to design. And after the once test planning is done, once you have identified, okay, these are the regression scenarios, these are the repetitive scenarios where we have to taken into the consideration. So once you have complete your test planning, what are the number of resources, automation resources, and are available we are having, and what kind of are the environment, is everybody, everything like environment is ready and everything. Then after that, you have to design the test automation engineer. They will designing the automation script, they will write a code of that particular automation script, and they do develop the script. So once the script is developed, then the automation, then the testing people, they do try start execution of those particular script. Like a manual testing, we perform the execution manually by navigating the application and giving the inputs and out and validating the output of the application. So in the same way, once we write the our script and once we execute our script, then your test tool, it will be giving the validations, okay, this particular test is pass or this particular test is fail. So this is the fifth phase of the particular automation testing life cycle. And another thing, sixth phase and the last phase of the automation life cycle is the test program review and the assessment. So everything, it will be having the validation. So in that particular, you will be uh, reviewing the reports, whatever the reports like fail or pass, or identifying the bugs of the application, whatever your automation testing tool has performed and whatever the results it has been given. So those you have to review those particular results, and you have to review those particular assessments areas and all those things. Then after that, it will be you have to review your code also whenever it is required, any maintenance, or if there is any change, okay, any particular uh, element it has been changed, or any particular functionality it has been changed, any navigation it has been changed, so it also requires the maintenance. Okay, so those kind of things also it comes under the test automation life cycle. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about who is an automation test engineer. So we should be aware about that, who is an automation testing engineer. And so a test automation engineer should have the solid coding skills for designing and implementing the various automated solutions, or also he or she checks if the software meets architectural requirement, and develop an automated test for the software validations, and also he ensures the quality of the high quality of the system, interacts the firmware developers and the validation engineers. So automation testing engineer point of view, if we think about that, obviously it is good to have at least some kind of programming knowledge. So always uh, if even if you're not having that particular programming knowledge which is required for the development point of view, which is required for the some other xyz technology, but still at least you should be having the some core concept. We will be discussing about later in the today only how much coding is required and all those things. So this particular coding skill set you should be having if you want to become an automation test engineer, or if you want to perform and if you want to provide a solution for your project, for your company, uh, okay, to implement the automation. So at least you should be having that particular knowledge of that particular tool as well, of that particular framework also you should be having, or where you will be also checking and validating whether this particular software is meeting your requirement or not, whether this particular tool or anything like it is suitable, or it is feasible for your application or not. Those particular validations we have to perform, and once we perform that particular testing, we should be having at least good number of results. If you are not having the result, if you are not getting the results and benefits of the automation, and where every time your automation is getting failed, so obviously there is a start wasting of time. There is a for the company point of view, why company will pay you if there is no result, right? So company's point of view also, if you are working as an automation test engineer, at least you should be having the skills to give the some quality results to the project, cause some quality automation to the project. So those kind of things it has to be performed. These are the responsibility of the automation test engineer. So here we will be discussing about the automation testing engineer roles and responsibilities. A quality assurance automation engineer is expected to perform the following duties. So these are the different duties which I have written here. The any automation engineers, they have to perform their various roles and responsibility. So at the time of interview also, sometimes it will be asked by you as an automation engineer, what are the different roles and responsibilities you are performing, right? So here the right and cleaning the high quality scripts, and that test product functionality automatically. So we have to write the high quality test scripts where you can automate your functionality of the application or module of the application to test the product functionality automatically, where your tool will be performing the testing automatically. And another you have to conduct the various tests for systems, networks, or applications, or database, or software, whatever. So these are the tests you have to perform it. uh, Also you have to okay, log and document errors in the system tracking. In the tracking system, you have to log and you have to document the errors in the tracking systems, and identifying specific cases that should be automated and discuss them with the manual QA engineers. You have to identify the specific cases that should be automated. You have to identify like what are the regression scenarios. We are not going to automate the new scenarios because we are not sure whether your application and that particular functionality of the application is feasible or not for automation. So we have to identify those particular scenario where we will be having the repetitive kind of task. It is called the regression testing scenarios or smoke testing scenarios, where you will be performing whenever there is a changes in your application, you will be performing some kind of smoke testing. You will be performing new kind of again, that once the new modules are integrated in your application, you will be performing the testing again and again to particular features. So those kind of test cases you should be automating and discussing them with the manual QA engineers. You have to identify and develop the best automation solutions based on the client requirement. Okay, so for your project, the client has proposed automation or your management has proposed the if you're working for a service based company, your like TCS or Wipro or IBM, so your project leads or business leads, they wants to perform the automation thing, they wants to launch the automation in your project. So you have to go to the client requirement, so you have to provide the good solutions. So once you, so these are the different roles and responsibility of the automation test engineer. And the very famous thing, and everybody wants to know, like why automation testing is needed and why there is a huge demand, why an automation testing much in demand, right? So in IT industry is launching the new technologies and application almost every day to help people to make their life easy, whether it is related to the medical or to the workplace or day-to-day life. With the help of these technologies or application, our work can be done automatically. We do not need any kind of manual work. So guys, like everybody would have heard the name about the automation. So now everything, like if you are uh, if you will be checking our day to day life also, like everything nowadays the people, they are not paying the money manually. Instead of that, they are paying the money by any kind of services like Paytm or phone pay or anything. So every system, you know, they have automated. If you are going to the machine in ATM machine also, they have automated earlier that particular system where you can withdraw the machine. Now that also it has gone. Now you no need to carry the machine and no need to go to the ATM also. Now you go everywhere, there is an application. There are lots and lots of application, and millions or millions of applications are coming to uh, make your life easier and to make your transaction easier day to day life. So the word automation, every company, like if you talk about the very simple example, earlier 30 to 40 years back, the people use, when there were no more washing machine, where there were no more number of washing machines are were available, the people used to wash clothes manually by hand, right? Then after that, some 20-30 years back, the manual machine it has come into the picture. Then the people they used to buy those particular machines, and they used to wash, they started washing their clothes in the manual. Then after that, after some times, the semi automation automatic machine also got introduced into the market. And many people, they start opting for that particular semi automatic machine for the that particular purpose. And in after now, in coming for 5 to 10 years, there are more number of people, they are moving into the automatic fully automatic machine, right? So they are opting for that one. So now there is no need to perform any particular manual tasks, just your machine only will be performed. So they will be having those particular programs set, and those particular machines, it will be having that particular functionality where automatically the water also will be filled, and your clothes also will be okay, will be washed, will get washed. So that also is happening. So I'm just giving the example in terms of daily life, also in terms of everywhere. If you're going somewhere, everything it is going to automate nowadays. So because of that reason, there is a huge demand of automation and automation testing in terms of engineer, software engineer also. So everything it is going to automate. So with the help of these technologies or application, our done work can be done automatically. And why do we need? And we in the companies, they don't want any kind of manual work. So the number of jobs also are very much available, and there are huge number of jobs are available comparatively manual tester or comparatively manual people. There are more number of jobs are available into this particular automation area. So role of a programming or coding in automation testing. Testers should know the programming language used for test automation. The most popular language for UI automation are like Java. It is a very famous automation language. And another is the JavaScript or C Sharp or Python or Ruby. So these are the different language. It is not required to have, it is not mandatory to have all the application knowledge, at least one particular uh, knowledge if you are having, that is well and enough also. But it is good to have some, if you are having, like suppose I have worked for 3 to 4 languages. I have worked on VB scripting also, little bit of C sharp also, and I worked on the Java with Selenium also up to 2018. Then I moved into the Python. My current project and current company, we are using the Python as an automation testing. So these are the different skill set. It is good to have if you are having more number of uh, programming language knowledge, but it is only one programming language knowledge if you are having. So it is at least you are fit for the automation testing engineer. And once you start learning one particular, suppose if you started learning the Python, later if your project will get implement with the Java or any JavaScript or any particular language, no, it is very easy to learn automatically, no need for any training. So you can start learning that particular programming language by your own itself. Why? Because at least you are knowing the programming concept, only the syntax writing styles only will be changing, but that particular the mindset or the particular functionality, it will be same only. Because every language, it will be having object oriented concept, data types and variables, and they will be having some other concept also, the functions and how to write the functions and what are the different kind of functions. Every language having the similar kind of terminologies, only the syntax and writing styles will be changes. But nowadays Python is very much in demand, and the number of jobs are of Python are available lot. There are lot many jobs are available in Python. So if you have no experience with the programming, if you're not from the programming background, or if you're from the programming background but still Python is very useful, so I recommend start with learning the basics of the Python. So Python is a beginner friendly language for starters and can help you understand the basic of the programming and before moving on to other programming languages. So there is a why Python is a very friendly language and is a very easy language also, we are going to discuss about in the Python session as well. So that's the reason the people, they are not having any experience or they are new to the programming background. So those people, it is always recommended to start your journey with Python. Why? I will say here, the Python vs Java in test automation. So here you can see, when it comes to the Python, it is an open source, high level and user friendly scripting language. Like it has some simple English keywords that entails effortless interpretation. So Python, as compared to other languages, it use more English keyword and it is more readable language. And it is also a very high level and user friendly scripting language. It is not complex like other programming language like C++ or Java or C sharp, something like that. So you can see, when it comes to the you can when it comes to the dominance of in the programming world, yeah, Java also owns it, since it has been widely used for test automation and below code comparison, Java vs Python. So when we talk about Java, I am not denying the fact, in automation testing with Selenium, there is a very good combination. There are more number of jobs are also available with the Java with Selenium option as well. But still, Python market is growing day by day, and even the companies, they are struggling to get the Python resource, and especially in the automation testing. So that's the reason. When you go to the interview point of purpose at the time of interview, when any interviewer will call you for any requirement with Selenium Java, then those particular recruiter, they will be having at least hundreds of resume with the combination of Java and Selenium. So your competition will be very high. And at the time of interview also, sometimes if you are forgetting the syntax, it is not easy to remember the Java syntax at the time of interview if they will ask you to write a code. So if you are missing any curly braces or anything something like that, so that time it is difficult as compared to Python. You will not be having that kind of competition. So if there is any jobs it is coming for the Python programming with the test automation, so you will be having an edge. You will be having hardly 4 to 5 people with your competition. So it is easy to crack the interview as compared to Java. And nowadays Python, moreover the new projects and the new framework, because of lightweight programming and because of easy to maintenance the framework is not that much complex, that much lengthy in Java or C sharp or any other language, the framework it should be. So that's the reason many companies they are using for the Python in the test automation also. That's the reason the demand of Python, it is very much in demand. And when we talk about the Java, okay, it is a legacy application, and already there are many projects are available in the with the Java. So that's the reason the Python, the demand of Java also it is there. So below the code comparison, Java vs Python, if you see here, the Java Hello World, very small program. It is very famous program. Like every kind of seminar or webinar, the people they do first start the with the Hello World program only. So just I have given the comparison here, the code, how the code written in Java, it looks like you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines are there, right? So there are many number of curly braces. You have to define the public class first, then after that you have to go to the main class void main. Okay, then after that you have to give the all those parameters. You have to, then after that you have to print your result, then you have to stop this particular curly braces. If you will be missing any particular curly braces, your code will not get execute. But this particular line of code, if you compare to Python, so this is also performing only the hello world once you execute this particular code in Java. And this also is do performing the same kind of result. There is no change in the result. It also print the hello world in the console window, and Python code also it will print in the console window hello world. But if you see, it is more readable only just like in English language print, and you have given the parentheses and you have given the commas, and after that you have just write the hello world and you execute. It will print the same result. So this 6 or 7 line of code, it has been converted into Python only 1 line of code. So this is the main comparison why the people are moving and why companies are moving with the Python. Okay, so this is the very important and very curious topic. What are the benefits and what is the career roadmap to become a software test engineer, and how I can start my journey as a automation testing engineer. So first you have to suppose if somebody is working as a manual testing engineer already, so they must be aware all those terminologies, and somebody is not aware. So we in this particular course in the later side, we will be discussing about the manual testing core concept also. So you can start your journey in a software automation testing industry as a first start as a manual tester. You can learn the concept. It is not required directly you can go for the automation testing job, but at least you should be having the knowledge, you should be having the good concept of the software testing. Then it will be, you will be performing your testing better in a better way, right? So start journey as a manual tester and learn software testing fundamentals, methodologies, process. And you can also having should be having the good knowledge of software development life cycle, SDLC life cycle, and software testing life cycle, which is called the STSLC life cycle. And the people should be having the knowledge with the test management and bug tracking tools like the HPALM, Bugzilla, Zira, if you are having this particular knowledge. And you should be having the what models also, the whatever the models and the whatever the process you are following in your testing, like waterfall model or agile. Nowadays every company they are opting for the agile or scrum process. So you should be having those core concept. Those are not very uh, tough to even the non-technical people. They have learned this particular concept, and they are working as a manual testing. So it is, these are the concept at least you should be having as an automation testing engineer or manual testing engineer. Many people, they just learn this particular concept and they are working manual testing, they don't want to go to the automation side. So it is good to have this particular knowledge also. And here another thing is like that, you should be having, if you want to become a roadmap and you have to want to become a good software automation testing engineer, always it is good to have some programming language knowledge, any as I discuss, or one particular language or any particular more number of programming language. Either you can learn the Python or Java or C sharp or VB scripting, JavaScript or SQL. So for the people, they want to automate anything, so most company they do use for the Java or either Python or either C sharp. And if you are going to the tool like QTP UFT automation, like I started my career, I started learning earlier VB scripting also, I worked on VB scripting as well. And JavaScript, it is useful for those particular, nowadays JavaScript also it is very much in demand for browser kind of testing. So most widely it is used for the browser based testing, right? To when you perform the automation for your browser. And SQL, if you want to become a database engineer or in your project only, you have to perform the front end and back end of the application in the database table as well. So you should be having good to have always some kind of SQL knowledge as well. And automation testing tools. Okay, so after that, once you start learning the programming language, like we will be going to start learning Python, and after that you can start learning any particular automation tool. Any tool is fine or any programming language is fine. Like we are going to learn about the very famous tool Selenium, and either you can go for the UFT, Tosca, Cucumber, Catalan Studio, Appium. So all these particular tools are available, and there are n number of tools are available into the market. So Selenium is a king. Okay, there are more number of jobs are available for the Selenium, and it will be available for Selenium. So so you can start your journey. And after that, once you learn this particular thing, you also should be having good knowledge of any particular deployment environment tool. In this particular tool, we are going to learn with the PyCharm editor, or either you can go for the Eclipse also. Many people, whenever they do automate the application with the Selenium Java, they do opt for the Eclipse environment. But in Python, the PyCharm editor is very famous. So we are going to learn with the PyCharm editor. So this particular development environment also, you should be having the knowledge of that, how to perform your testing, how to write a code in this particular environment. And again, so you will be going to your journey, then you should, it is good to have, it is not mandatory, but always, as I said, the demand of API testing, and it is very easy to learn the API testing. You can learn in a week only, and but there are more number of opportunities are also available for API testing using the Postman tool, or either the SOAP UI, or either the REST assured automation API testing. So you can learn this any particular thing and this particular thing, and after that you will be good into API testing. So there, once you put in your CV the API testing along with automation knowledge, along with manual testing knowledge, you will be getting lot many calls also from the job market. And once you have got all this particular skill set, the many people they are moving they should be having the knowledge of the people. It is always good to have, if you want to become a good automation test engineer. So there are different DevOps build tool also are available. It is not mandatory to have all the DevOps tool, but just there are few DevOps integration tools which we should be, as an automation tester, we should be always having a good the knowledge of that one, or good to have the knowledge of that particular tools like Maven, that is very easy for the dependency, for creating automatic dependency. And you can learn the version control system like Git repository. You should be having little knowledge of Git as well, and you should be having the CI/CD continuous integration, CI/CD pipeline as well. So you should be having that particular Jenkins knowledge. You should be, it is always good to have the Docker knowledge also, where Docker is most widely used for the containerization thing, where you will be having that particular container to test your application. So always many people they do start their journey as a manual tester, then they do go opt for the automation tester, and they do learn all these concept and these and they do work on the different or DevOps automation tool. Then they also move their career, and they are many automation tester they are moving into the DevOps side, because lot of demand of DevOps are available into the market, and there are very good highly paying jobs are available into the market. So the benefit of this course is like that later you can move into the DevOps as well. And also there is a performance testing opportunities are also available for the people they want to go for the performance testing, load testing, server kind of testing of the application. So they can learn later on load runner or JMeter, and they can perform the testing with the performance testing performance of the application. And also there is a good demand of nowadays I have seen into the job market cloud testing, because everything it is moving into the cloud. The demand of cloud it is getting increased day by day, like AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure, or GCP, Google Cloud Platform, any kind of cloud. If you are having, good to have the knowledge where you will be deploying your code. So many people and they are moving into the cloud testing as well, and they are or otherwise they learn this kind of concept as an automation testing engineer, or they perform the cloud testing engineer. They are also, they can become a cloud architect as well. So many people they are also like a DevOps, they are moving into the cloud side. They have been working as a manual tester or automation testing engineer. Okay, so these are the different roles and profiles of an automation. So once you learn this particular skill set, once you will be having the knowledge of this particular skill set, you also you can get a job with the different roles as per your seniority level, or as per your expertise level, or as per the company available. So you can target any kind of job as an automation testing engineer. So these are the different roles for the automation testing engineers, and job profiles are available. You can become an automation tester also. You can get the call from as a profile as a test automation engineer. These are the same only. And if you are having good experience into automation or any particular as a manual test, but you have learned the automation, you can also start applying for the automation testing lead role also. And if you are having good experience and into the IT sector, or you also can become a test automation engineer, test automation manager as well, in the managerial role as well. And another role is the QA engineer, the QA automation engineer. You will be having this role into the job market. And QE engineer, so this QE engineer, quality engineer, like in my company they have changed the role for us like SDET and QE engineer. The moreover the companies they are working in the projects, they are working into the cloud platform, they are giving the designation as a quality engineer instead of QA engineer. So our designation, like we are working for the Oracle Cloud, Oracle Financial Application Testing. So they have given the SDET developer and QE engineer to us. And so SDET engineer, what is software development in this nowadays maximum product-based company like Amazon, if you are targeting Microsoft, Amazon, Flipkart, or any kind of big companies, or even for the service-based company. So this particular concept of SDET, when I used to work for TCS in 2013, and in Microsoft they started implementing this SDET concept. Then now every company like Amazon, Flipkart, or major companies like big or small companies, they have gone to that this particular concept. Like the person should be having the knowledge with the QA, with the other front end, back end of the application, or database of the application, and other different tools as well, right? So SDET concept, full stack QA also you can become. If you want to become a more technical with the automation testing side, you can learn more skill set, and you can also get a job offers for the SDET roles as well, or full stack you can become the full stack QA. Okay, so these are the most frequently asked interview questions. What is Selenium and what are the course contents? So we will be discussing about what is Selenium and what are the course contents. We will be providing you the course content later on. And we will you cover the practical in live session, yes, as I said, this is the introductory session. So it is also required to give you the introduction about the course and all the roles and what are the opportunities are available for this particular thing. So obviously this session will be 95% practical session. The coming sessions will be the 95% practical and hands-on session. There moreover it will be practical session. Only this particular first session is more theoretical about it, and might be the second session little bit, but more we will be covering the practical and how much programming is required to learn automation testing. As I said, some good concept of programming language, like some basic concept of the programming, and some oops concepts, object oriented concept. If you are having, or if you are working on Java, like collection concept also, it is good to have the knowledge of collections. So these kind of few concept if you will be learning, and so that is good to have for an automation testing point of view, not like totally complete knowledge with the like a developer or any other thing. So will you cover the Python programming concept along with the Selenium and BDD automation testing training? Yes, I will be starting with the Python programming concept only. The people, they are not, they are very new to the programming, or they are very new to the Python. First, I will be going and teaching the Python. Then we will be starting the Selenium and BDD automation testing. I want to learn the automation testing, and how long will it take for me to learn and grab the opportunity. So okay, so guys, as I said, we will be learning like 1.5 month or 1 month or 2 months, something like that, this particular training. But that is not enough only. At least you should, it depends on your side, how much practice you are performing, how much practice you are doing. And suppose if you have attended the session, then after that, okay, you will be just thinking, you are spending, everybody like spending the time or money here and there, but they don't want to spend on the time on the learning thing. They want to spend only the entertainment. They want to only spend the money in the entertainment, but they don't want to spend in the learning areas. So automatically, obviously, it will take a lot of time, or might be only just you will plan it, but it will not execute. Today you have joined this particular seminar, later you will be joining the another seminar, later XYZ technology it will be coming. I have seen many people, hundreds of people I have seen in the Amirpet. I used to go in Hyderabad in 2013. Many people, they started the course, and after that, after 2 years also, and 3 years also, or 5 years also, when I met with them, but they were not having any good job into IT, but they were just switching the courses and the seminars or webinars here and there, something like that. So it depends on you, how serious you are, how seriously you are going to the training part, how seriously you are implementing the practicals, how much time you are giving. Okay, so if I have seen the people within a 1 month, the people one of my student, like he got the job in a month only, automation testing. Like he was working into the non-IT. He was from the BE electronics mechanical background, but when he started learning, within a after 1 month he got the two job offer letters. But his uh, success, the main success, like he start implementing the thing, he started learning, he spending the time, and he also started giving the time, something like that. His dedication, it depends on the dedication, how many hours in a day you are giving. So some 2 to 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, it depends on all you, how long it will it take to get the opportunity. And I'm having a career gap, or I am working into non-IT field and want to shift into the career into IT, will this automation course help me to shift my career into software industry? Yes. So as I said, there are many number of opportunities are available in the into IT industries. If you can see nowadays, 2022, almost companies are facing 20% to 30% or 40% resources. They are resigning and going to the different project and higher salary to the different companies. So even the companies like TCS, you would have heard the news, and Infosys, Wipro, IBM, and many companies, they are struggling with their resources because there are many companies, they are giving a very huge number of package to these particular resources. They are having this skill set, and in terms of automation also. So they are shifting their career. Like suppose the people they have been working for 10 to 15 lakh, they directly are getting the offer of 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs into automation once they start implementing the automation and they are good with the automation side. So even I have seen the people, it depends on the experience. What's your current salary? What's your, suppose if you're working as a 5 lakh, you can start jumping into the 8 lakhs or 10 lakhs. So many companies they are giving 20, 30% to 100% hike in 2022. From March onwards, you can see into the job market. The market is very much open. It depends on you. Once you learn it, they will not see your career gap. Just you mention your career roles and responsibilities as a testing. Later, I will be explaining you if somebody is having the career gap, if somebody is from the non-technical background, they they can start learning this particular skill set and start implementing those skill set into their CV. Then they will be having the calls. And as a career gap, you can mention if you're working into the non-IT project, you just mention the roles and responsibility here and there as an automation along with your last experience. It will work. Or some other areas also, backdoor entries are also there. So later I will be telling that part as well. I am from the non-technical background. Can I learn? Okay, and can I learn and get the job? Or I am from the IT or from the non-technical background. How this skill set will help me to grow into the career? Okay, yes, even the people I have seen, many people they are from the non-technical background. As I said, they gave the example of the US. Many I do prepare for the interview for many people. They are from the non-technical background in India or US also. So they can learn. Only the aspiration should be there, only the motivation should be there. They can learn and they can get the job easily. Or even the technical background, if somebody is having the technical background or when they are working into the IT, obviously this course also will help, and this particular skill set will help to grow their career also into the IT industry. So now we are going to discuss about few concepts of the Python programming and Selenium architecture, Selenium WebDriver architecture. So what is Python here? So we will be starting off about little bit of theoretical, and then we will be going to the practical sessions. What is Python? So Python, we are running short of time. So that's the reason I will be covering early, something like that, or the more number of practicals from tomorrow onwards we will be doing. And today is more over theoretical. And what is Python? The Python is a popular programming language. It was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. So guys, Python is not a new language. Many people they think Python is a very new language, and 5 to 7 years or 8 years only we are knowing the name about the Python. It over 10 years only. But Python is a very old language, and it was created in 1991. But that time it was not very much famous, since other programming languages like Java or C Sharp or .NET, they came into the picture and those got famous. But nowadays the Python has changed that particular technology, or they giving the functionality of the application more modular and more flexible and more like technical aspect. Like they have given the more good kind of features they have added and they have implemented into the Python programming. So that's the reason nowadays Python is having a huge demand into the job market, and Python is a number one language out of other languages. So it is widely used for web development and server side application, and software development is Python is also used for the software development or any framework development as well. So if you talk about the web development, many applications like famous application like Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or Google, they have used the Python and Django framework or the other frameworks with the Python integrated technology they have used in their web development also. So Python is a very widely used for the web development as well. And it is also software development, other kind of software development also. It is most widely used application, and it is most widely used application for the complex and mathematical calculations as well. When you talk about the data analytics or data science or AI/ML, the more number of mathematic skills you should be having more number of competition mathematics you will be having. So that's the reason the Python is one of the favorite language for the AI/ML engineers or data science engineer or data analytics engineer. And also Python is used for the system scripting as well. So you can automate automation. It is not only rely, and it is not only depend on the automation, the software of the application, or testing of the application. Python is most widely used for the scripting. Like suppose if you want to automate any particular feature, any particular task of your system, or any particular application, if you want to automate like LinkedIn or Facebook, any application, whatever the application you do perform, you can write a script into Python and you can perform the automation. So many BPO companies also, for their monotonous task, they are using the Python, and they are looking for the Python resources, BPO industry also, to automate that particular work. What Python can do? Python can be used on a server to create the web applications. Python can be used to alongside software to create workflows. I will be going quickly since we are running short of time. And Python can connect to a database systems easily, and it can also read and modify files. Python can be used to handle big data computations as well, and perform complex mathematics calculations. Python can be used for rapid prototyping and for production ready software development. And why Python? So Python works on different platforms like Windows platform, Mac platforms, Linux, Raspberry, and so it is platform independent. You can use that Python in any platform like Windows or either Mac or Linux or Raspberry Pi, etc. Python has simple syntax similar to the English language. As compared to other language, Python is more readable, as I said, and I showed you the example also. Like in English language, it is easy to understand. Python has syntax that allows developer to write program in fewer lines than any comparatively to other programming languages. I just give the example how Java 6 line of 7 line of code, it has been converted into the 2 line of 1 line of code, right? So Python runs on an interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed as soon as it is written. This means that prototyping can be very quick, and Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object oriented way, or a functional way. Another Python syntax compared to other, when we compare the Python syntax to other programming languages, Python was designed for readability. It is more similar to English language. Python uses the line of complete a command, new lines to complete the command, as opposed to other programming languages which use the semicolon and all. So you can see here the example, there is no semicolon, there is no curly braces or open bracket are there. Just okay, that once you enter it, the again you can write the code into the next line. So that's the reason at the time of interview also, it is very easy to remember the Python syntax as compared to Java and other languages. Python relies on indentation. Okay, so we will be discussing about what is indentation and all those things in the practical session now. Using white spaces to define scope, such as the you will be learning once we will start implementing practically now, such as the scope of loops, functions, and classes. Other programming languages often use curly bracket for this particular purpose. And Python indentation. Okay, so Python also, today we are going to cover only these particular two topics of the Python indentation. So indentation refers to the spaces at the time of beginning of a code line, where in the other programming languages the indentation is in code is for readability only. The indentation in Python is very important. Python uses the indentation to indicate a block of code, right? So here we will be taking the example of this particular indentation here. So here you can see, so if you are writing a code in the Python, so here you can see there is a space I have given here, right? So one particular space if I have given, so automatically there is no open bracket like Java, and there is no close bracket is there, curly braces are there. But this is a block of code. You are writing if condition, if 5 is greater than 2. If you want to print this particular output, just you have to, you this particular block of code, you have given the indentation. What is indentation? Only the white space which you are giving here. Once you give this particular space, and once you execute your code, so you can see it is giving. it is giving the output in the console window. Yes, 5 is greater than 2, right? But if you are giving, if you are not giving any particular space, then it will not understand this particular block of code. So this is called the indentation. So it is, you can see it is giving error here also, it is giving error here also. Once you execute this particular code, it is throwing you an error. Why? Because you have not used the indentation concept. So that is a very easy concept. Instead of giving so many bracket and open and close or semicolons, Python use this particular concept indentation whenever you are writing any particular block of code, like if condition, for loop or while loop or anything. So indentation, either it can be one space, it is depends on the developer's choice, or either you can give three space, two space. Just try something like that. After one space, we are giving the three spaces here. Whether our code will execute? Yes, our code is getting executed. If I am giving the uh, two steps instead of two spaces, yes, my code is getting executed. Okay, so so this is called the indentation, right? And another thing is like that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Python uses to indicate this particular block of code. Just wait 1 second. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the topic, what is Python? What are the different rules of variables in Python? In Python, variables are created when you assign a value to it. Python has no command for declare a variable, creating a variable. So if you talk about any particular programming language like Java or C Sharp or C++, whatever, so the variable, first we have to define the variable. That is the restrictions, like you cannot use the value of the integer into the float. You cannot use the, you have, if you have declared the integer value, integer as a variable, data type as a variable, if you are giving the value in a decimal point, you cannot give, it will throw an error. So always in other programming languages like Java or C++, always we must define a variable before using it. But in Python, as I said, it is a very easy language, and it is a very simple language. Without declaring a variable, you can directly use the variable anywhere into your program, any your scripting, and you can use that particular. So what is a variable? Okay, so here you will be learning about this particular thing, the variable point of view also. See, I am not defining any particular data type here. We are just giving like suppose if we have given x equals to 5, right? I am just taking the example of y equals to, always whenever you are using the integer value, you have to define without the any commas. And whenever you are assigning any particular string in the Python, you have to give on, okay, double quotes. You have to give in this particular double quotes, like suppose hello, my name is, right? Then after that, if you want to print the output of this particular thing, you can just give the value of the variable, oh, sorry, variable name as a print x, not sorry here. Okay, so now we have not defined any particular variable. Either you can assign the decimal value, either you can define the integer value, anything. Automatically Python is having the mechanism, without defining itself, you can use any particular, it will understand whether it is related to integer, whether it is related to float value or decimal value, whatever it is, and it will understand whether it is related to string, something like that. If you run this particular code automatically, okay. So this particular area like Python, there is no, I can say the example, yeah, see it is printing here. Hello, my name is x equals to 5 and hello, my name is this one. So whatever we have given the value here, it is getting printed. Either we are giving the this particular value or as an integer, or either we are giving this particular value as a uh, as a string value. Automatically it will give the mechanism. So that's the reason Python non-technical people also, the BCom BA people also, they are learning the Python. They are going to the data analytics and testing and other kind of jobs also. So Python is very easy, and it is very easy to handle the framework also in the Python. So now we are going to discuss about the little bit of, since we are running out of time, later we will be going. So we are also going to discuss about the Selenium web driver architecture. Later from tomorrow onwards, we will be start learning the Python and more number of concept of the about the Python also. The Selenium WebDriver architecture. So the Selenium WebDriver architecture consists of four basic components. These are follows, like Selenium JSON bindings, JSON wire protocol, or browser drivers, or real browsers. So guys, like today since we are running out short of time, so we will be discussing about the in the future class, in the coming class, how Selenium works and what is the Selenium WebDriver architecture. So we know we can move to the other topics as well. So whatever it is, it is there. So now I will be telling you the opportunities about the auto as a test automation engineer. If you want to perform into the Python automation testing, the more number of opportunities are available. If you can see the any famous site like Naukri, if you can see in it here, you can see the 58,866 jobs are available into the Naukri. If you are giving the different parameters, you will be getting more lakhs of jobs are also available in the with the Python automation test engineer. Or if you talk about the automation test engineer also, there you will be getting. So it doesn't mean any kind of job. Some of the jobs, any programming language is fine. Either you know the Java, either you can know the Python. They will be training you for other languages, and they will be giving you the time to learn, because since you learn one particular language, then automatically you can implement the other language. So many companies, they are aware of that. So here you can see there are n number of jobs are available into the job market as a Python automation test engineer as also. And if you talk about the LinkedIn also, test automation engineer, if you will be seeing this particular, it's a very famous website, LinkedIn, for the job market. If you are running for the jobs, there are, you can see the 43,437 results. So if you go to the dice.com, that is a very famous US website for the US, the people they want to go to the US. Then also you can see there are many number of jobs are available into the Python when test automation engineer also. This is a very famous site in US, like we are having the Naukri or LinkedIn, something like that. Okay, so you can see like 7,123 jobs are available in the US market. So there is a very much, there are a lot of opportunities are available for the test automation engineer, or for the people that know this particular skill set. And so these are the areas which I wanted to cover. And if now our session, we have covered almost many things. So now the Q&A sessions are there. The students, they can ask me the questions. They can write in a chat window, and I will be discussing about all those part as well. Yes. Okay. Somebody asked me, these all are the UI testing, but how to test for functionality? Okay. So this test the functionality. Obviously, we are going to test the functionality with the UI automation testing. I am not sure about your question, what exactly you are looking for. Obviously, these are the UI automation testing tool where we will be performing the testing of the application, of testing of the uh, particular modules of the applications. Yes, I will provide you the structure also, and this one, sorry, PDF also, and how to work with the automation tool and framework. So I have already covered. Okay, once you start learning, then obviously you will be learning that what basic system configurations we need to learn. Okay, so in the installation part, we are going to into the coming session, we are going to install Python also and PyCharm editor also. This particular in the coming sessions, we will be going to discuss about that. What softwares will require. Okay, I will be teaching you in the coming sessions. In the next second or third session, I will be teaching you what are the different softwares you should be having in your laptop or desktop application. Yes, I will be sharing the notes. Selenium is mostly used for UI. This is my question. Yes, this is for mostly used for the UI automation. And we also perform the database integrations also with the Selenium by giving the connection with the database. We perform the database testing as well, API testing as well by using with the PyCharm. We can use the API as well, testing as well, along with the UI testing. Can we know uh, can we know the fee and duration of the course? Yes, I will be telling you the fee and structure as well. So which framework we need to add the test of functionality? Okay, we will be having the BDD Cucumber, as I said, we will be having. Okay, the fee, can I learn the testing? I don't have the computer science background. Yes, as I said, the people they are not having from the technical background. They have learned in the past and they are getting the jobs also into the job market. So now I am going to discuss any other question. If somebody is having, then I will be telling you the fee structure and all those things as well. See, both are in demand. Selenium is automation is testing is having a huge in demand and it is having their own market. And nowadays, rest assured also it is API. It is mostly for API automation. So those are also in demand. But Selenium automation is very much in demand for the UI automation. Duration of the course, yes, it will be around 30 to 35 sessions. It will be there, or whenever it is required, then 40 sessions also it will be there. So it may be 1.5 months, 2 months the course length it will go. Yes, I will be covering in the weekdays and weekends as well. So I am just going to ask you the free few questions of that particular thing. Q and A. Okay, sorry. So just give me the answer of this particular poll if you are getting this particular question in the chat window. Yes, I am able to. So whoever is interested, please let me know the interested to join the course. I will be sharing the other details as well, fee structure and everything. Okay. So what are your polls? It may be. You can just reply me here if anybody is interested something. Okay. So I'm also going to discuss about the course fee structure and everything also. Okay, so this particular course, like total three classes are free, but still if you want to join, then you will be having, there are more number of skill set, like total 4 to 5 skill set you will be learning. You will be learning the automation testing, you will be learning the Python programming, you will be learning the knowledge of BDD Cucumber framework, and you will be learning the API testing and manual testing as well, the core concept of manual testing. So or like the total course fees, like I have not given that much into the, if you are joining within 3 days, the course fees only it is 4,800 rupees. It will be there, right? If you are registering within 3 days, and if you are registering after the 3 days, the course fees will be around 6,000 you have to pay, right, for the total course fee. So this 1,200 rupees discount I am giving, if you are registering within total 1 to 3 days from tomorrow, then you will be having the discount of 4,800 rupees. And you will be learning, if you will be learning the 5 different skill set of the job in a live session, right? So where you will be having the regular classes, regular live sessions, you will be having the doubt sessions, and each and everything you will be having. So it is good to have always. So you will be learning. So the people, I have seen the people, they do spend the money in entertainment, they do spend the money in outings and eatings and everything, but they don't spend the money in learning. So this is the reason the people, they do get struggle in the job market. Even I have spent lakhs and lakhs of rupees. Even I have taken, bought the course, lakhs of rupees course for the artificial intelligence machine learning. I am studying. I have taken the 56,000 rupees for the cloud architecture as well, something like that, which I am learning it. So many the people, if they do spend the money on learning, they will be serious. So many people, like earlier, when I started the training in 2016 or 17, I used to take the free classes also for the people, for the, and for the donation also. Even in Bhopal also, after the COVID, post first wave of COVID, I started free trainings also, and the people, they got benefited in the job. But I have seen, whenever there is a free thing, the people don't get that kind of attention until unless you pay it, and then you will not be having that kind of attention. So the people, they do take very casually into that particular thing as well. So so that's the reason, if I'm putting the effort also, continuous effort, like 1 or 2 months, something like that. So I have given, if you going to learn this skill set separately to the job market, for test automation you have to pay 10,000, 12,000 rupees. For API testing you have to pay some different amount, 6,000, 7,000 rupees. Manual testing you have to give 8,000, 10,000 rupees. Again, it depends on the training to training, something like that. So I am teaching overall all the things into one particular plate, only just 4,800 rupees, and divided by only just 1,000 rupees per skill set, less than you will be getting the knowledge. And if you are registering after the 3 days, then the course fee will be 6,000. There will be no discount, only this is only for 3 days. So the people, they want to register, they can reply me in the WhatsApp also, they can reply me here in chat as well. And tomorrow also I will be going to take one seminar, so I will not tomorrow there will be no class for some other people. They have registered in other different groups also, so I will be taking some different webinars in 2 3 days as well. So this particular class I will be going to start from the Thursday itself. The second and third class, Thursday, Friday, I will be going to start the other classes. So till uh, Wednesday that there will be no class, since I am going to take the some other webinars for other different vendors also. And this is my personal class. Some other vendors also, vendor team members also, they will be joining with me. So that's the reason I have taken this particular demo session separately for my students. And but for vendor, it will be a different fees. It will be 15,000 or 25,000 or 20,000. They will be charging from the student for this particular skill set. So that's the reason I have given this particular thing into consideration, and to my student directly they are joining me, I have given this particular amount, which is very less. As I said, more than 1,000 rupees per skill set. You will be learning it if you are registering. So whoever is interested to register, the class timings, it will be, yeah, I will be giving the poll of that particular thing also later after this demo. Also, the people can give the answer on that particular poll. Can you please reply in the chat? Are you open for 9:30 to 9:30 to 11 or 9:30 to 10:30, whatever it is? I'm giving the option here, 9:30 to 10:30, or either in the morning, because many people they are working professionals, or 30 to 11 a.m. in the morning, or same time, or same time, 11 a.m. to 12 or 12:30. Please chat, write in a chat so I can later. Okay, so please give your timings. Everybody, like this is for everybody. They want to join or not join. So yeah, they want to join. So please give in the chat. So I will be taking into the consideration the one good time. Weekend, okay. Everybody give the suggestion, or whoever is looking for the weekend, or whoever is looking for the weekdays. So I will be taking this particular batch on a weekend if more number of people are looking for a weekend. So we can have some 2 hour session, or 1.5 hour, or 2 hours session, or 2.5 hour session, Saturday 2.5, and Sunday. Okay, everybody please give. In weekdays, please give the timing also. Please give the answer in the poll. So it will be, for me it is easy to remember. And please make sure you have registered in the registered forum, Teams registration forum. Then I will be getting your details, something. So if you are interested to join, I will be sharing you. This is my WhatsApp number. You can inform me there as well. Can everybody please give me in the poll in the answer? Are you interested in weekend or weekdays or weekend? I need the feedback because I don't know whoever is job seeker or whoever is a regular and what are your office timings. You're if you are a working professionals. So that's the reason I just want to take the more number of polls I want to see, and I will be taking my decision with the other batches also, like tomorrow and day after I am going to take the demo for the other people. They have not joined today's session. Guys, I need everyone's participation, so it will be good to for me to decide. Later you can decide you want to join or not, but you just give me the suggestion if you want. In live session, always you will be getting the recording sessions as well for the future reference. In classroom training you won't get uh, the future reference sessions as well. And another benefit of this particular live session is that you can ask your doubt as well. And always you will be having the regularity instead of pre-recorded session. You will not be having the regularity. In always in the live session you will be having the regular classes, and you will be more curious, serious. And once you spend 1 month or 2 months time, then automatically you will be having a very good skill set. And I will also help you to write a resume, how to write a resume in automation testing engineer. And what are the like suppose if you're from different job role, how you can relate your job role with the your XYZ company and XYZ project, non-technical or technical, with the along with the automation test engineer role. And how you can answer as an experienced resource, how you can answer as a fresher, something like that. So mock interviews also we are going to give you the feedback of that, because my major part is the interviewer. I have been taking the interview for multiple companies. Any other person is there? Because within 4 minutes I will be stopping this particular session. Correct 1 p.m. Feel free to give your feedback. And the people, I have seen more number of people, they are looking for the weekend training. So is there any if, is there everybody is fine, like they the people they have given the poll for weekdays training, if they also can switch for the weekend? Because the same 5 hours I'm covering in the weekday sessions, I will be covering in the weekend session. So the session can be like 2 hours or 2.5 hours per day, Saturday and Sunday. I will be covering the same thing in the weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday. I will be giving the break also in between, like 5 to 10 minutes break if there is a lengthy session, like 2.5 hours or 2 hours, something like that, in case if it is required. So if they want to switch into the weekend, because more number of participants, they are saying the weekends, or I will see if there is any separate batch for weekdays people, I can create it after some other seminars. And these are the very famous skill set, and there is a very job oriented skill set which I am trying to teach you. uh, I have to keep my mobile in a silent mode. Otherwise, every 5 minutes I do get the calls. If I make my profile in active in a Naukri and LinkedIn, something like that. So, and the more number of skill set you will learn it, the more number of jobs you will be. And I will be introducing about myself. I started my journey as a BPO person, and then I later I moved into the IT side. In 2013-14 I started learning in Amirpet in Hyderabad, and spent a lot of money also in online offline trainings also. And after that, now I am here, and I used to take the trainings also in Hyderabad before COVID, in classroom training, and I have been taking online training post COVID maximum. Yes, we can provide it, but that is not mandatory to have the certification for every organization. I will recommend you, once you will be having the skill set, you should be capable to good to answer. They will not ask you the certification at the time of interview. They will be asking your knowledge, because certifications and these kind of XYZ consultancy or tutor certification won't work, believe me. Only the thing they will be checking your CV, and they will be calling you for the job offer. If you are having that particular CV, they are having the ATS system into their portals like Naukri or LinkedIn or whatever the people they are recruiters, they will be having. So by this particular skill set, if you mention after learning, or at the time of learning, you once you mention Python or automation testing, if you will be mentioning API testing along with this kind of manual testing experience and all those things, BDD Cucumber framework, so automatically your there are very high chances your CV will be picked, right? So, and once you attain this particular training parallelly daily on the daily basis without missing, or weekend sessions, whatever it is, and you start implementing, you are start practicing for the same thing whatever I am teaching, same thing if I am doing, if you will be doing parallelly, you will be having some kind of hands on also, because this will be moreover 98% to 95% coming sessions will be hands on session, right? Where will be automating the application, where we'll be using the Python programming after the Python concepts. We will be start implementing the Python in automation with Selenium. So believe me guys, you will be getting n number of calls if you will mention, and but you have to prepare for the interview. If you are not having any questions, I am just ending this particular session. Thanks all of you, or if you're having any questions, so please feel free to ask me in the, you can use this chat also later on also, or you can ask me in the WhatsApp. Everybody save my WhatsApp number I have given here. Please, instead of calling directly, please ask the questions in the WhatsApp, because sometimes I will be taking multiple other training sessions, or otherwise I do take the interviews also, freelancing back to back interviews. I do have the official meetings as well back to backs till late night. So I am not available all the time. Once I will be getting the time, I will be replying you in WhatsApp, or if somebody wants to talk to me in call, they can ask me, and they can call if any discussion is there. If they are having a fear, how will I get the job or not? So can you please give the feedback to me, how the session was? Have you enjoyed the session or not? Okay, if you are not having any other questions, so I'm just stopping this particular meeting, ending this particular meeting. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.